Yeah, we're definitely live on YouTube. There we go. Now
live
we're
now.
live on the Slam Jam side of things. Okay, fantastic. So welcome to the Slam Jam Wrestling Show. If you're watching on the Extreme Improv channel, you just saw effectively our dress rehearsal.
Is that pre-show?
It's the pre-show, it's dark show. Yeah, absolutely. So I guess I'm not going to put it all on again, but damn it, here we go.
Oh, well, yeah. It's a Slam Jam show. Yes, a Slam Jam show. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's a Slam Jam show. What you gonna do? You dig that? You think you know me? It's a Slam Jam show. Bang your neck, slap it and you woo. Wanna rush? It's the Slam Jam show. Get constipated, but have a nice day. We're hitting the league. It's the Slam Jam show. With David Corey, David Gab, baby. DJ is set, get the table. If you don't like it, we got two words for you. Slam Jam, Slam Jam. Feel the power, feel the roar. Slam Jam, it's the smackdown you've been waiting for.
Yes, it is. Right. Okay. So I let that go on quite a long time the first time and a reasonable amount of time the second time. But this is Slam Jam. Dev is here. Dave is still here. We are 3D today, and we're doing it the Dudley Death Drop style. Now, I think we got all the shitty headlines out of the way on the pre-show. Like we don't need to go back into Gable Steveson and stuff like that. We are officially in WrestleMania season, guys. And the internet, if you go by social media, Facebook, Twitter, etc., people aren't really feeling that excited for WrestleMania. They're saying that the build-up doesn't feel like we're in WrestleMania season. And I'm just going to be bold here. I'm going to say that I blame it on one person alone, John Cena. I don't think the heel turn has actually worked. For some reason, they've not really mentioned The Rock or the other douchebag that gave Cody a burst eardrum. And he seems like a whiny John Cena, which isn't what it should be. He should have been all powerful. Yeah, Dev.
See, the reason they don't have Travis Scott is because apparently he has a real life bounty backstage. So if he ever shows up, people are going to give receipts.
No one's going to give him receipts. Like, he's a big star. They ain't going to do it. Right.
But regarding the John Cena heel turn, I like it because out of everyone who can do the You People promo, he's the one that's owned it.
Well, it's true. Like they've booed him for years relentlessly, and this is probably the first time since about 2003 that they haven't booed him or haven't been split, and now he's turned heel.
Yeah. Although this is what happened. Like, I don't know how it was like WrestleMania in the past, but when I came in at WrestleMania 22, ever since then they had a lot of big matches rather than just one or two big matches and a filler card. But this year feels like one or two matches. And then
what was this to do with WrestleMania 22?
I don't know what it is.
That's when I came in. So
Dev, you came in at WrestleMania 22?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I don't know if age before was like that, but like ever since then, they had more than two big matches.
Yeah.
But this feels like there's only two big matches on the card.
Yeah.
I think we do have like a good couple of weeks there. Yeah. I mean, we have. It's not like we've got like this. Just sort of like the days of before WrestleMania 22, when me and Gene would be up there just putting in, saying, "Oh, and just announced is this random match," which would be like months ago and things like that. They do actually have to like build to it week in and week out. We've got an idea of like some matches that are going to be happening. We've got an idea. I was just talking beforehand about the women's match, and we don't know if it's going to be a three-way match or if Rhea's just going to win the title back in London next week. Okay,
so
it does seem like
there's still
time.
So I just brought up the WrestleMania 41 Wikipedia page, which obviously isn't an official source, but it does list Io, Rhea, and Bianca as a triple threat. So who knows if they haven't actually quite got there on TV yet. Oh, because like Rhea signed it, didn't she? Because that's how contracts work.
Yeah, so the gimmick is now that Rhea and Io in a rematch on Raw in London.
Yeah.
Whoever wins that faces Bianca. So it's probably going to go a double DQ, like you say, and going to be a triple threat.
Yeah.
I would say that after WrestleMania 40, which felt so epic at the top of the card, and it, yeah, even like the last couple, basically everything revolving around Roman, the stuff the previous year with Usos and Sammy and stuff like that. It felt like there was massive stuff going in all around the bloodline, basically. And this year that obviously doesn't have that factor going in. And so we have 6 matches which are at least confirmed as far as Wikipedia: Cody, Cena, Stratton, Flair, Gunther and Uso, Io, Rhea, Bianca, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and then Roman, Punk, and Seth. And yeah, what other storylines are in progress? Like, who's LA Knight going to end up against?
Logan Paul.
Okay, fine. Right, so there might be a few other matches to sneak in. It's across 2 nights. I'll go to the WWE.
Sorry, Dave, who did you say?
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. They did that last time. They did that at SummerSlam.
Did they?
It's not, there's been nothing between Logan Paul and LA Knight. But LA Knight's been feuding with Solo and Jacob, hasn't he? And then there's sort of been a sort of breakup angle that's happening there. So it might be that there's either a singles or a triple threat or a 4-way maybe for the US title with those 3 and maybe one other person going in, maybe Braun or something, maybe like LA Knight, Braun Strowman, Jacob Fatu, and Solo Sikoa, make that for the US title.
Yeah, there's a possibility there. But yeah, like it's going to be an interesting WrestleMania. It feels that the momentum isn't there just because the main event is just like a question. Like, obviously the big thing about WrestleMania last year is that the main event was a question that they had controversy over until they solidified it. Whereas here we absolutely know it's Cody and Cena. The controversy is over night 1's main event. And I believe it has to be Roman, Punk, and Seth. It has to be. I would love Gunther to main event WrestleMania. I do not want Jey Uso to main event WrestleMania with a passion.
It'll be one of the openers probably. If they're not going on last, I want to open with it.
See, I want to be a dick and say don't give Punk main event so he doesn't get one. So Punk doesn't get a main event.
What have you got against the best in the world, Dev?
A lot of
Why?
things.
Oh, like.
For audio listeners, David was pointing his nipples that have got the CM Punk logo over them.
Yeah, absolutely. Good shout.
Yeah, tattooed on his nipples.
Yeah, like
yeah. But I mean, with respect to JS and Gunther, I think it's possible that could be an opener. It could be similar to sort of Rollins and Lesnar from a few years ago when Lesnar came out, they said, "Well,
if I'm not going to be,
we're doing this match now. We're not hanging around and things like that. Let's do it. And that's a short match.
Yeah,
they used to just get away with that and do a longer match maybe. The next
I have a bigger feeling that it's going to be Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus kind of opener. Love that. I just want Gunther just to annihilate him in seconds.
I thought it meant that Uso just hits a spear and that's it.
Oh, I hate that.
No, but to be fair, if they did the Daniel Bryan thing, no, that's wrong. Wait, is that wrong, Uso? Wait, is it Jay or Jimmy that's facing Gunther?
What?
Is it Jay or Jimmy that's facing Gunther?
Jay.
Okay, cool.
The Royal Rumble.
Nah.
The dude who's incredibly over.
Yeah, like fair play. Like I still like it took me many years to know which is Matt and which is Jeff, and like the Usos, it took me much longer.
What do you remember a few years ago we were doing the when it was David was you, me, and Sam doing the Superkick Mania podcast, and it had been announced that because of an injury to somebody, it was a triple threat match for the tag titles. It was like they announced it as it was going to be John Morrison versus Kofi Kingston versus one of the Usos. We didn't know who it was going to be. How times have changed.
Yeah, one of the Usos. Gosh. Well, for a long, long time, they looked pretty identical as well. So,
Yeah. So the reason I brought that up was because if you're going to do a burial, if Jimmy Uso lost, the entirety of Scotland would cheer because of what happened last week.
What happened last week?
Everybody was expecting Joe Hendry, and then
it was yeah. So the mystery tag team partner of Jey Uso turned out to be Jimmy Uso.
Yeah,
and they were expecting it to be Joe Hendry.
Oh, they were expecting it to be Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
No.
Because it was in Glasgow.
And so
it's Raw, it's not NXT. Come on.
Yeah. Well, he made it into the Royal Rumble, so
Yeah, barely.
Yeah, barely. And who was it that destroyed him? Was it Roman?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Well, we can come back to like WrestleMania because obviously we're building up to it. There's all kinds of stuff.
I would like to discuss TNA for a moment.
Go for it.
They've let go of Gail Kim. They're restructuring the entire company again, and they're putting Delirious in charge.
Yeah, Tommy Dreamer's gone as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Tommy Dreamer's gone from TNA as well.
He's relieved from his creative duties at least, and has been replaced
they've let him go.
Replaced by Hunter Johnson, aka Delirious, who was booker for Ring of Honor for a long while and was cause for a lot of concern for Ring of Honor fans for a long while because it was so sort of one-dimensional and sort of not very exciting sort of times. It was sort of like it's that thing of like it was all sort of veering on the same sort of level. There was nothing sort of too like risky either way or anything like that. But it was
very cartoony.
Very straightforward.
Black and white cartoony.
It's really weird to see how TNA has evolved over the last couple of years because obviously Scott D'Amore was the one that's like, we're going to be TNA and all this passion. And then like almost immediately after this thing that got everyone pumped for TNA again, he was ousted.
Yeah. And
now they've done the deal with WWE crossover multi-year and for them to have a change in creative and obviously, like you said, if Tommy Dreamer as well, but Gail Kim, very respected. It's just like, is this WWE influence anywhere, or is this just internal TNA problems?
It's Anthem being idiots again.
Is it Anthem though? Like, you got to think that they're gonna want to keep things really, really sweet with WWE being the thing that's going to boost them up at all for the first time in like 10 years.
True, but then you wouldn't expect Anthem to get rid of Scott D'Amore, who saved the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you wouldn't expect them to sort of get rid of someone who seems to be utterly universally respected backstage.
Yeah.
Gail Kim, we've seen some of the reactions that the Knockouts division had for it. They're all going, "What the fuck? What's happened here? Why?"
I almost feel a bit conspiratorial on the WWE front there because she didn't have a. Like, obviously, Vince isn't there anymore. It's Triple H. But do you remember Gail Kim's exit from WWE?
Oh God, yeah.
Leaving from the bottom rope.
Yeah, she was in the Battle Royal, and they tell her, just get out of there as quick as possible. So she eliminated herself. That's great. That was really good. So, but at the same time, there may be some bad blood from someone who just put in the word. Okay, so another thing on a similar note, Baron Corbin. I saw a headline that he said that there is one person that would want him gone from WWE, and apparently this person was the one that had him sent down to NXT, and then he knocked it out the park. But still, he was let go. Any speculation? Who would want to get rid of Baron Corbin other than absolutely everyone?
He hasn't named him then.
He hasn't named him.
Okay. Oh, I don't know then. I mean, yeah, like I say, but he went back to NXT. That was a bit concerning, or at least it was like, oh, cool. But then his team with Bron Breakker was really good fun.
Absolutely.
So it was a good run.
Yeah. And he is really accomplished in martial arts. So, and plus, it shows in other promotions how much better he's doing without WWE's constraints, because he was giving bad character after bad character, like apart from apart from Braun, all of his characters were limiting.
Gav.
Hello. How you guys doing?
Hello. How you doing, Gav?
Oh, good there. Thanks. How you guys doing?
Gav, are you okay with all the news that's with the marriage, the wedding?
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh, Gav.
What's
Did
this?
you not watch Dynamite?
Are you okay? Like,
It's a little. There was a
do
little.
you need counseling?
There was a little section on Dynamite where Ricochet talked to Kenny Omega via satellite from his wedding.
How can you do this to me, Sam?
Yeah.
Hi, Sam.
Anyway,
Absolutely.
Hi, Sam. Oh well. Another one goes.
we're here for you, Gav. We're here for you.
Okay, thank you. By the way,
Yeah, like hang on, Gav. Like, I don't mean to rub salt in the wounds, but
I don't need to rub salt on the moon. Let me bring up a picture of them kissing.
yeah, it's all fireworks there.
and this is where his heart broke.
Wait, who are these people? Like,
Who are these people?
wrestlers there?
I have no idea.
I think the guy on the right is.
Just a guess, David. There might be friends and family of the
Is
bride.
that Jesus?
No, like, damn it, like, who's
are these
Ricochet's
people?
like friends in wrestling?
No one likes him.
Well, there must be someone that likes Ricochet.
Will Ospreay.
Well, probably, but yeah.
Oh, dear.
Do you know Ricochet could have had like the best like walking down the aisle thing, where suddenly Will Ospreay jumps out the crowd. They both bump down. They both spring up. I don't know. You could do something cool
Did
there.
he actually cut a promo from his wedding?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, loser. Right. Oh my gosh.
It's the most improved character-wise of like the whole year so far. It's like,
His character is Andrew Tate.
No, well,
Sorry?
his face is just Andrew
sorry, Dave.
Tate.
All I heard then was just you screaming the word Andrew Tate, and I'm like, what?
His character is basically Andrew Tate.
But the thing I see, look, I don't want to start the AEW negativity train here. But when they started giving him like a pair of scissors, I was just like, this is too much or whatever. But I guess let's just address it now, guys, because it's been a week. What did we think of the nails in a board spot?
I was about to say,
Mox.
the scissors are one thing. What about that?
Yeah, I know. Like literally, I can't even risk bringing it up on the screen just because
Yeah.
it was
I understand the
insane.
group chat. I'm not surprised Moxley did it, but it's one of the stupidest things I think you could probably ever have done. That could have gone.
Couldn't it have
Oh,
literally killed him if they had gone straight
Yes.
Oh yeah.
See, it's
Bit of
that
parallel.
thing of like, it's that thing of the bed of nails sort of like situation, you know, because the bed of nails is like obviously it's spread out in such like a sort of way that someone like does land on the bed of nails. It's because it's spread out across your behind your back. The idea is that it would just land and it would be safer if it was like
Still
a
wouldn't
few
take a
slices.
suplex onto
If
it.
it was a few, I'm saying a bed of nails. I'm not saying like
Yeah.
the whole thing. This is what I'm saying. If it's a few things, it's narrower and all that sort of stuff, or it's just like a couple of spikes, they're going to go through. So it was literally like not even like a halfway point, was it? It was like a quarter way
Yeah,
point of it. So
Did you see
I don't
when
know
there
if
was
you've done it, and it's
yeah. It got stuck in his back because obviously something bent
Yeah.
with like the.
Yeah, one of them nails bent in.
nothing to do with it bent in. They were nails. It was going to get stuck.
Yeah. I don't know.
really
For me, I think that's probably the worst.
The second worst for me.
What was the worst?
Needle.
What the through the
Yeah,
cheek?
needle to the jaw.
Oh, yeah, do you know
I'm
what?
not worried
Do you
about
know
that one
what?
because that was obviously done like with a modicum of sort of safety because it's not really a bloody right.
What about
It's
the
not-
noodles?
It's not really going to be doing that. It's going to be stuck
Noodle.
in there at a point where you could do it. It's
Are you
not-
saying about the hangman swerve thing
Yeah.
through the cheek? Yeah, no, I hate
No.
that as well.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it wasn't in bad taste, but I'm saying in terms of safety.
Do you know, and a
Yeah.
few years
quite
ago,
a lot worse.
I said the Seth Rey Mysterio fake eyeball thing was like the worst thing I'd seen because even though it was clearly bullshit, I was just like they shouldn't be doing something like this. AEW are now one step away from actually going full Vader on someone's eye, aren't they?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, at one point, I actually cringed with Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy with the earlobe thing.
Yeah, when they ripped off the gauge, so the ear came ear separated.
Ooh. Didn't like Batista have like a nose thing that Triple H pulled out at WrestleMania?
Yeah, with players.
Yeah. No, I don't like stuff like this at all.
See, I like goal when it's done well. Like, for example, the Time of Tony Storm match. That blood was well used, not what Moxley's doing.
Well, do you know, obviously, probably the most iconic one is Austin at WrestleMania, covered in blood. He refuses to submit and stuff like this. Blood can be super effective,
Even accidentally.
Yeah, but it's got to have a reason for it. Speaking of violence, I just thought I'd share this whilst we can, just to get your reaction. I'm joking, guys. I'm joking.
Fun
I was
fact.
waiting for something to happen.
Fun fact, that Batista nose ring spot, apparently that was something Moxley wanted to do. They wouldn't let him do it.
Yeah.
Obviously,
What, and then Triple H took it?
Yeah, so they took it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
The thing that pisses me off about Moxley is, I think he could be a good wrestler, but he doesn't show it. He doesn't it's overshadowed. His deathmatch / violent / injury prone bloodiness overshadows his wrestling ability.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
He was a good wrestler. I was installing his virtues on this very show like a year or two ago. It was like you guys were quite busy. I was like, I think he's really, really good and sort of stuff. But since he's come back on this latest run, the Death Riders thing has been pretty boring overall. Yeah. And it's not made much sense about the fact that they've kept this world championship title in a briefcase. And then there was this idea that they're keeping it in the briefcase, and there's not really they're saying, we want to get back to sort of the old school of wrestling sort of stuff, and it's kind of like you're doing all this, but you're also putting on really dull matches apart from anything else. That match between Cope and Moxley at the pay-per-view was not a good main event. And I think simply because I think this street fight was probably what they actually wanted to do at the pay-per-view. But because they'd had the cage match that was going to be bloody, and they had the Hollywood ending match that was definitely going to be bloody, and I think there was at least another bloody match at some point during the night. Plus you had MJF and Page that were going to be quite an intense match. You knew Takeshita and Omega was going to be quite an intense match. They probably just told them, look, we cannot do any more blood and guts and hardcore stuff on this one. You had this match, just do it normal. We'll do the cash-in thing with Christian at the end as well, and get that sort of all done. Then we'll have your street fight on TV. And that must have been done to appease them, I think.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I can't believe they did that to Christian, though. When he first got that, I was like, finally, Christian. To me, Christian in AEW has... it's weird how when you say about the Jannetty of tag teams, it's happened a few times where obviously when you go back to the Attitude Era, you've got the Hardys, you've got the Dudleys, you've got Edge and Christian, and it was clear who was who, or who was the Jannetty. Even if they were all good, it's like, well, Christian's the Jannetty. I guess Matt Hardy was the Jannetty. I guess Devon was the Jannetty. But then all of them at times turned it around. In TNA, broken Matt Hardy, suddenly, Edge is the Jannetty. Devon, he didn't quite overtake Bully Ray when Bully Ray was in his world title run. But when he had his TV title in TNA run, do we remember this? Suddenly, Devon was really hot. And then now Christian has overtaken Edge. Right, so the Jannetties finally get a redemption, but somehow they've just bollocksed it up with Christian entirely.
Because no one wanted to actually eat the pin.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
For me, brother.
Yeah, Dev.
Here's the thing: I watched the AEW pay-per-view live, and the entire show was good. In fact, every match was better than the last one until the main event. The main event was not, even if it wasn't bad, it would have been looked bad because the rest of the show was great, and then it was bad because I swear they acted like they let Vince book Christian for that show. They let Vince book for Christian for that show.
I thought it was a way of getting out of a situation they'd sort of put themselves into with the whole contract thing anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't remember the time when All In happened and then there was like this whole thing of Christian winning that match and then finding out later it was a cash in any time thing. And like, oh, for God's sake, really? Cash in any time thing? And it was just make it for an event of some kind. So I actually think they did this in order to sort of like move on with it and get out of it. But, that seems to be another angle they're going with the patriarchy group now as well, because Nick Wayne obviously cost Cope the street fight, which of all people, for him to kind of be the one to get the final sort of like shot in was quite interesting. So I'm quite intrigued by that. I will say I think AEW's storytelling and their TV shows just recently have been much better recently, despite the Death Rider stuff. All that bit.
I still don't understand what the
rest of the Death Riders are fine. And when they're in there, but yeah, although I wish they'd stop going back to this thing of everyone's trying to save Wheeler Yuta. It doesn't need saving. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And also, it's like they're trying to save Wheeler Yuta like he's a 9-year-old, right? It's like he's been in the Blackpool Combat Club for like 4 years now.
This poorly child has been indoctrinated in Stockholm syndrome. No, it's not. He's happy.
Exactly. Yeah. Dev, God.
First of all, I still don't get what the Death Riders actually are. Like 1 week they're the Nexus, next week they're NWO, next week they're Right to Censor. They keep changing their goals, and like if they wanted a kid to protect, to take the role of Wheeler Yuta, like he's grown up and stuff, why don't they just bring in Shota Umino, who was Mox's kid basically in New Japan?
I don't think they just don't need to do this storyline where they're trying to rescue someone from the clutches of the evil. We know Moxley isn't really evil. We certainly know Cesaro isn't really evil. It's like, Pac, I do believe, is evil. Pac is evil. He's a bastard. That's the whole thing.
He's a bastard.
Yeah, but yeah. So I don't know. Like AEW has lost me a lot recently, but there's been stuff that I've seen, mostly clips on social media in there. I haven't seen a whole AEW show since the pay-per-view, which isn't long, but like what day is it today? Thursday. I haven't seen anything from last night, but
there's always something worth watching on there, I find, especially with the quality of matches in some way. Even Collision, they've had some really good ones on there, especially with like the luchadors, like Hologram and Commander and things like that, making a very good team at the minute. They're doing some good stuff with the LFI group, especially Beast Mortos and things like that. They just have unbelievable chemistry. You've got Bandidos doing some interesting stuff at the moment with Jericho of all people, and they're going a mask versus title.
Did you see that kid that cussed out Jericho? That was pretty good.
That was brilliant.
It's like, you're a bitch. It's like, you can't swear like that. It's like, F you, Jericho.
You don't know what that means. Yeah, fuck you. That's what it means.
Yeah. Okay, so like, why were they just filming this for so long? Like, were they just keep filming it?
It was a pre-recorded Collision, so obviously they were just.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay,
I will say that's probably like the response to the Cena Kid segment. As a conspiracy theorist, I think that's AEW's response to the Cena Kid segment. And two more things about AEW. Like, they're doing really well on the lucha part, as Dave said. The lucha is amazing right now, and also they've been bragging recently that they finally beat Nitro. They've been going longer than Nitro.
Guys, like, I've shared this in the comments already, right? So I don't have the exact figures off the top of my head, but I asked AI to calculate it. So AEW are about to have more episodes of Dynamite on Turner than what there were episodes of WCW Monday Nitro. So I said, but what were the overall ratings week by week combined for every episode of WCW Nitro? And it was approximately 900 million or something like this. Am I saying this wrong? And for for AEW Dynamite, the combined total with about 3 weeks to go was like 230 million. So then I asked, well, if there's like a 700 million gap based on the ratings trends of AEW over the last couple of years, when will they overtake WCW Nitro in terms of how many viewers people have actually tuned in? And the year was 2046. So it'll take them 21 years, you know. And the key thing about this is WCW, other than like when Crufts was on or whatever dog show it was, they were always up against Raw. Whereas Dynamite, it defeated NXT within a year of them being a head-to-head, and they deserve the credit for that. But otherwise, they haven't been up against wrestling.
They'd also lost to NXT as well. Most recently.
Well, yeah, and they lose to NXT in the last year. Like WWE shouldn't do it. Let it be as it is. But I can almost see them saying we're going back to Wednesdays sooner rather than later.
It was a fun little bit where on Dynamite that Big Bill came out to challenge the Hurt Syndicate for the tag titles with Brian Keith, saying I was a tag team champion and I was never beaten in that match, and my partner got injured and disappeared, and Sting retired and all that, so I never got just a slight little mention towards didn't actually mention Ricky Saints as he's now known as for them, but no, it's a good. Let's say I'm flogging a dead horse, but some of the actual matches have been really good on Dynamite in recent times. And if you're going to watch anything from last night's Dynamite, watch Carl Fletcher versus Brody King.
Okay. Go on, Dev.
I would like to also AEW permanently signed Mina Shirakawa to exclusive contract now. She's left Stardom. She's leaving Stardom and going all the way to exclusively to AEW now.
Guys, I think this is a game changer. I'm not going to lie, I don't know who you're talking about.
Mina Shirakawa, the Japanese wrestler.
You want Mina?
Yeah.
One that was doing the champagne
shots with Mariah May and stuff.
Okay, let's have a look.
They're not into AEW.
Oh yeah, okay, I do know who you mean. Right, fine. Okay, so actually you did touch on something when you mentioned about Sting. Let's talk Hall of Fame. We can circle back around to WrestleMania and that. Do you think AEW should allow Sting to induct Lex Luger?
AEW?
Yeah.
AEW
have got Sting under contract.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that.
yeah, they are apparently the controversy is will they let Sting inducts Lex Luger into the Hall of Fame?
If Tony Khan is a true wrestling mark, he should.
I think he should do it for Luger and he should do it for Sting.
Yeah.
Like it's just the Hall of Fame. You know, you don't have to have Sting walk out at WrestleMania or anything like this. You could have Diamond Dallas Page induct him and we get that, but it's obviously it should be Sting in my opinion.
Yeah.
You don't remember what happened when Billy Gunn went to get his honor in DX and Triple H said, "Butch, I'm going to crush that pissant little company you work for."
Yeah. Hold. But Billy was like, "Ha, Vince can't fire me," and so it's like he was gloating that he's somewhere else. Yeah. I think Billy raised it there, although probably that whole exchange was scripted. Still.
Yeah, like Tony Khan would do it because he's not Vince. Like when Sting was being retired, they wouldn't let Luger send a package for Sting's retirement videos.
Really? They should have let Luger
when Sting retired, they were doing all these video packages of everyone thanking Sting on AEW, and WWE stopped Luger from sending one to AEW.
Well, sorry then. Maybe don't let Sting do it then. So be petty.
Oh, yeah, but he could be the bigger man.
Although I'd like to discuss how everyone got a package, introduction package for the Hall of Fame, except for the Natural Disasters.
Did they
didn't
not?
get a video. No.
Okay, so who is confirmed? The Natural Disasters, Lex Luger, Triple H,
Michelle McCool.
Michelle McCool.
Yeah. Fair
The
enough.
Natural Disasters put up one on YouTube. There is one on YouTube.
Did they?
Yeah, there's a 3-minute package on them on their socials.
I didn't see that. Huh.
No.
Okay, so Gav,
I
I'm
don't know if
going
it's
to
on
ask you.
TV, but it's on their YouTube.
Oh, right.
Gav, I
Sorry.
might be wrong about this, but
Mhm.
didn't like a week ago you say like the Natural Disasters didn't deserve the nod in the Hall of Fame?
Do you know what? I think there's more other tag teams that deserve it more.
Yeah.
I just think so, personally.
I honestly thought that Earthquake probably on his own deserved
That's
it.
what I was going to say. I think Earthquake on his own, definitely.
Much as I like Fred Ottman, Tugboat
Yeah.
Typhoon, Shockmaster, whatever you want to call him. I did like him. I love Tugboat. First thing I
The
wanted
tag
to
team,
see.
like, I was going to say, I like the tag team, but I wasn't over the top with them, if that makes sense. It was
Okay, how long were they a tag team? Because like
Not
they
that
were
long.
a thing
Yeah.
when I first got into wrestling. So this
Not
is
even
the
that
thing.
Yeah, so was it the year that I got interested in 1991? So SummerSlam 91 was their sort of like first sort
if for
of
a
outing
year,
as a tag
maybe.
team. And then I think they went to like 93, early 93 they split.
Yeah,
The top tag
that
team
sounds
match,
about right.
So it wasn't that long.
No.
Okay, because when was Shockmaster? That was like it has to be 93.
93, yeah.
93, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they weren't a tag team for long, but like
It's crazy. I'm going to say it.
Tugboat isn't in.
I actually liked Tugboat. I did like, even though.
I think Typhoon has got more credibility than Tugboat.
Yeah, but we still like him.
Yeah, so I think this is just, and also, like obviously, you know, Typhoon he can accept the award and he can do it. Speaking about Earthquake, you can, because Earthquake isn't here to accept anything, right? I'm sure he's got a son or a wife or whatever who can accept it on his behalf, but it'll be Tugboat that can give the speech for both of them. That might be why they're doing it.
Could be then. Yeah.
But also, like the Natural Disasters guys, come on, like they were like one of the most. No one should beat them. Like the Legion of Doom, what are they going to do? They're like 500 pounds each.
See, I was a Legion of Doom fan, so
Yeah, me too. Well, no, me too. But still, when you see the Legion of Doom, they're like this.
Yeah.
And then you see Earthquake and Typhoon, and you're just like, they'll just sit on them.
Yeah.
See, I didn't buy into Natural Disasters at all because again,
Really?
I came from like before that happened, so it was like Earthquake versus Tugboat kind of thing.
Yeah.
Tugboat was in Hogan's corner and all that stuff. So I was like, how the hell is it happening now? Kind of thing. So,
Yeah, there's a few interesting matches between them. There's one match where I'm sure they're sort of like they're staring off at each other, trying to do like shoulder blocks, things like that. Neither of them are moving, and Tugboat, like Earthquake tries to knock Tugboat over. He's like, "No, you can't make me move." So Earthquake responds by hitting a standing drop kick on him, which knocks him flat on his back. What? Huh?
what's going on?
And later on, Tugboat does a drop kick on Earthquake. You're like, "What are these two doing? That's mad. It's 1990. It's like, what the hell are they doing?" But I'll tell you what, you mentioned LOD. It's obviously that they only had like the Rumble 92 as their only sort of like pay-per-view match, I think.
Yeah.
But there was another match they did in Madison Square Garden, one of the MSG house shows. I've seen it a few times. The ending's hilarious because LOD sort of do the sort of the hot tag thing, and they hit a version of the Doomsday Device. So it doesn't. It's not Animal sort of like holds Typhoon up like the Heart Attack sort of style.
Yeah,
so
of course.
like Heart Attack style one. I might be confusing the matches. They might have not done that at all. But there was just a bit where Earthquake and Typhoon just take over and knock Animal out of the ring, and Typhoon comes, splashes Hawk, then Earthquake comes down, has the sit down drop on Hawk. They're absolutely destroying Hawk, and Typhoon, for whatever reason, just grabs a referee and throws him out of the ring, and they get disqualified. It's like you could have just won the titles. What are you doing?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Just washed them both.
There are so many things like that from that era where it's like the worst thing, like you'd watch Royal Rumbles and you'd see like the British Bulldog in like 1905 pick up Shawn Michaels and then just plant him on the ground. It's in the middle of the ring. It's like this is why you lost, Bulldog.
You know what? 93 to Royal Rumble. Macho Man Randy Savage going for a pin on Yokozuna.
Yes,
eliminated.
and that's how he gets eliminated.
Worst one ever.
Yeah. Oh my god, Gav. Yeah. That always bothered me.
Very.
Yeah, stupid stuff.
So you guys probably talked about it already. What's everyone feeling about WrestleMania? Like
Oh
a
no,
build-up.
we should get back onto this. We are officially in WrestleMania season.
Sort
Well,
of on the
Gav,
opinion that Cena and the Cena's heel turn is not working, and they should at least mention The Rock at some point, which they haven't done since Chamber.
Yeah.
okay, what's going on? Like, why is The Rock? He was there for Cena's heel turn. Why is he suddenly not involved?
Because he needs to do that. Moana, yeah.
It can't just be that. Like, there's
Well,
got to
He's
be
not
some
still
way.
shooting Moana, is he?
I don't know.
He is still shooting Moana.
So,
Dev.
I feel like instead of The Rock, they should have genuinely used Karrion Kross to turn Cena heel, because that is
Oh
what he
hell
does.
no!
nah.
Have you not noticed that is what he does? He's the
Yeah.
one that instigates changes in characters.
And
for,
he'll
like,
have to
those
have a ball
wrestlers.
stop as well.
That is like the
Yeah.
shittest gimmick ever. Where like 6 months later, when someone turns heel, they're like, "Remember 6 months ago where he had like a brief conversation with John Cena?"
And he
They
copies
should
the
just
hairstyle.
reveal like John Cena's phone and like Karrion Kross has been texting him or something.
Isn't that what they did,
Sort of
did
thing.
with Kevin Nash?
Kevin Nat, I can't remember. All right, I tell you what I would do though. Karrion Kross, he would do great in Control Your Narrative if they were to reopen that. I would sack that guy. I never liked him. I hated it when he beat Finn in NXT. I can't stand him. Keep his woman, get
You know
rid of
what?
him.
I was going to say, like, he's grown on me a little bit because I couldn't stand him at all before, and he has
Yeah.
grown on me a little bit.
The only reason I've ever liked him was when he was on the Chris Van Vliet show and did a
Right.
Jesse Ventura impression.
Yeah.
That was good.
He seems to be a really cool guy outside of
He,
the whole.
yeah,
Yeah,
outside character is good.
Yeah, he's been a bit more himself in certain bits with this sort of stuff, like you say, with the whole thing. I think since he's sort of not been on TV wrestling, he's suddenly a bit more likable. That's my thing. I remember when he debuted in TNA years ago. He was Killer Cross, and it was just this.
Yeah.
They did this thing. I can't remember why. I was on and off watching Impact at the time, but there was this story that had been going on that people were getting attacked backstage and. Always the stuff was going on, and there was just like a bunch of security people around going, "What's going on?" and that sort of stuff. And unless you were in the know, you wouldn't have noticed this guy that was in there. And it was just this thing of one segment that came back where they were all about to go off. He thought that was the end of the segment until like the camera's grabbed by this one security guy who says, "Come with me," and it's him. And he leads the camera to where he's assaulted Petey Williams or someone like that backstage, and the way he just like and they had the ominous sort of drone music in the background going like that. It was really effective, and I was like, okay, I don't know who this guy is, but I like this. And in terms of like aura and character sort of stuff and the talking, he's actually very, very good at that. It's just but it's when he gets in the ring, it sort of stops.
Yeah. No, he is one of the only people who left NXT and Vince McMahon made the right call to give him a shitty gimmick and bury him to get rid of
And he
him.
lose on his Raw debut.
Yeah. Oh my God, who did he lose to? I remember
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy. Yeah. Oh, and
He had that stupid helmet and like
the
the
helmet and like the
gimp suit,
Roman stuff. Yeah, Dev.
One thing I did really like, one segment that made me laugh really, really hard, where Karen Cross is like teaming with the Miz for some reason at that point, and they're like, "Have you seen the Miz?" to Scarlett, and Scarlett says no idea. And while they're having this conversation about Miz, you can see in the background Miz getting kidnapped by the Wyatt Six.
Oh yeah.
What happened to the Wyatt Six?
Where have they gone? Apparently they moved to SmackDown.
What do you call it? Bo Dallas is injured, so they have no leader. But they're trying to establish a connection between the White Six and Alexa Bliss by doing the whole.
There is something weird with Alexa Bliss. Like, so we had the Fiend, obviously, and look, and what happened with her only happened because of the Fiend. But then when they got rid of Bray, it was just her for ages, and then they brought back Bray, and there was only a tiny bit with her, and so then they bring in the Wyatt Six with no her. And then as soon as she comes back, there's no Wyatt Six. They're tagging it in and out.
Yeah.
And there's no Alexa at the moment either. She hasn't been on TV since Chamber.
No. Yeah. Okay, so guys, let's quickly come back to WrestleMania. We can do. Let's try to predict what matches are going to be on what night and so on and so forth, and where we think they're going with winners and stuff like this. First of all, I guess, is Cody keeping the title?
I would.
I want to say no because it can lead to something amazing where Cena just cuts his retirement short and just leaves at Mania with the title.
Nah.
No, that'd be a waste. I think it's more likely that Cena may actually stick around longer
Exactly.
until next Mania.
I'm booking that as Cena keeping the title up until when's he's finishing?
Well, it's meant to be the end of the year. Who retires at the end of a year?
Yeah.
It's like you retire, you just hold on for 3 months and then you're at WrestleMania.
WrestleMania again, yeah. Unless he's going to bring out a salmon jacket and I don't know.
Yes, yeah.
He's a heel. He can do whatever he wants now. Kind of.
Is that literally the best retirement of all time? It has to be.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
it has to be.
That's fake retirement. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Go on, Dev.
Although I don't know if he's going to do that to retirement. What I do really, really want is for him to jump the barricade and blow a kiss.
Yeah, that too.
Like,
do you know what? Didn't they just say Mark Henry has signed up to a Legends deal or something?
Yeah.
They have to have something.
Yeah.
They have. Yeah, you're right. They have to do something with Mark Henry in the ring.
And Flair.
And you know what? This is if he's a heel as well.
Yeah.
Say Mark Henry's in the ring and he's doing like his ambassador role, and he says, "Oh, my son might want." Imagine if he's got his son. I want to introduce my son to everyone here. Blah blah blah. Cena's music comes on, but he's wearing a jacket, and then Cena just beats the shit out of them.
Right. Yeah.
And then what you could do, like Mark Henry's son may be nowhere near ready for this, but imagine if, like, I'm not saying he drops the title to Mark Henry's. I don't even remember his son's name. I'm not saying he drops the title there, but it could set up like a match with like Mark Henry in his corner, and then it just launches the career of his son with John Cena and stuff. He's not ready.
Too soon.
Too soon. Hey, Dominic Mysterio was too soon, and look how good he is now. Right,
yeah, but he was 5 years old.
Who, Dominic?
When he was doing the Dominic on a pole match or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
He was like 10 or 5 or something.
Yeah, exactly. He's like one of the longest running veterans in the
company. The 20-year veteran at 25.
Yeah. Okay, go on, Dev.
I just realized, speaking of nepotism, isn't Evander Holyfield's son in WWE Evolve?
Yeah, he's doing the what's it called? LFG or something? Is it called?
Let's effing go.
That's what I thought it was called, but yeah.
Legends and Future Greats, is that what it's called?
Yeah, shit name.
I haven't watched a single bit of it. I've not watched a single bit of that. I've not watched a single bit of Evolve. Any of their online stuff at the minute.
Way too much to take it all in.
Yeah.
It's also generic new people as well. Although I do like the fact that there is someone in there called Cappuccino Jones. It's just a shame he's not in AEW because Taz would have a field day commentating that name. Cappuccino Jones here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know much
Jones.
Like the collective, the group of indie shows that plays that is around many and stuff. WWE's influence over the collective has now grown like crazy. Like they've got nearly someone in every show.
Yeah, Natalia's in Bloodsport, isn't she? Against Maya Yamashita?
Yeah.
It's such a different.
That's gonna be really good.
It's so different with WWE because like Natalia was like doing an NWA show as well.
That's right.
Like,
she is,
yeah, it's
Karrion Kross did the Chris Bay show. Yeah,
that's quite different. Did you see the clips? Chris Bay getting into like the ring and that.
Yeah.
Like that's such a tragic story. Just because he looks so frail, and obviously they didn't think he'd be able to walk at all. Just seeing him get in the ring, I was like, yeah, you feel a bit choked for him, just because such a terrible injury,
What do you guys think is going to be the main event of night one, though?
Roman, Punk, Seth.
Yeah, I think it's going to be that. It's either that or the women's title, like Bianca, Rhea, and Io. It's got to be out of them two.
If it's Bianca, Io, and Ripley, then Punk should run down, sign a contract, and get in the damn ring.
Shouldn't it technically be Charlotte and Tiffany? Because Charlotte won the Royal Rumble.
do you think there's enough buy-in for that match?
No.
No.
I don't care about seeing Charlotte Flair ever again.
Do you know what? And I think, like, the thing is, it's just been booked really wrong because Tiffany just does not look good. Like, she's been decimated.
You're the only person in the world that has ever said that sentence, Gav.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll take that back. She hasn't been booked well, right?
Yeah.
I'll put it like that. So, yeah, it's just they've kind of.
Well, what's that? Because I've not been really watching it. So what they've been doing that's wrong?
She's been getting squashed like nearly every week, and the only thing that she's done offensively to make herself look good is dive into a whole lot of people
And
with
missed.
Charlotte being there, but not actually hitting Charlotte.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay. And then last week's interview,
She buried her.
completely got buried. It's just
Yeah.
Well, Charlotte, isn't it? She just does that.
Yeah.
it's like,
Open mic.
were they doing improv though? Like, I don't think that was scripted. I think she kind of choked. From what I'm
Could
looking
be.
at, I think she choked.
I mean, it could be, and it could be then that Charlotte was just like, if she's like, I'm working with someone that's not at my level,
Mm.
you know, so it could well be that. No, Charlotte and Stratton should not be the main event of any pay-per-view.
No.
I wouldn't have Bianca. Well, do you know what? Charlotte and Ripley a couple of years ago was really good. That was really good, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, Belair and Sasha did main event a Mania, and they put on they really stepped up to you know to prove everything wrong.
Yeah.
But god damn it, CM Punk has earned this, and Roman, like, he hasn't done anything to not earn this spot.
Yeah.
Like, if it was just Seth and Punk, I could be like, I could see why this wouldn't
Right.
main event. With
Yeah.
Roman there, this has to be the main event.
It should just be Roman versus Punk.
Yes,
I know.
I agree.
Oh my god, I know. Yes, I agree. Yeah.
And
That's
again,
a hard
I would
match.
rather Rhea versus Bianca. But again, who would eat the pin in that scenario? Like, because you've got the two greatest women.
I'm just worried
And
they
then-
put in the champion to eat
Right.
the pin, which is why.
So the thing is, how I'm looking at this is Io's going to eat the pin or she's retaining. That's it.
It's a bit strange to sort of say, "Oh, who's going to eat the pin?" when Io pinned Rhea to win the title in a random match on Raw.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're protecting her very well in
No.
that respect.
It's been weird with Rhea how they haven't booked her super. She was champion for a year. She got injured, and then they haven't booked her super well since she came back. Obviously,
that's right.
everything with Mysterio, but no, she hasn't looked super strong.
She's a baby now. That's the thing as well.
Yeah,
And
Bianca
Crybaby
coming
is a
up
face.
here, like, no offense to Jade, but Bianca was carrying her, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's like, well, finally she's away from that situation, but I feel like that situation she's only just away from that situation. So it feels like this is what I think the fans are saying, that this WrestleMania feels put together last minute.
Yeah.
Like, none of this had the foreshadowing months ago. You could say Punk and Roman going back to Survivor Series with the Paul Heyman factor being important. Seth obviously was meant to wrestle Punk last year at Mania, so it keeps him in there. Orton Owens, I saw a thing earlier. Apparently, since Orton's return, he hasn't won a single pay-per-view match.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't ever like when they do a losing streak storyline with someone that's meant to be really good.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be doing it with Randy Orton, because
No way.
if he gets one more injury, he will probably retire.
Yeah.
Because it was touch and go if he was going to come back this time. They shouldn't just put him on a...
They need
Like,
to
this
put
is such a
titles in
Vince move, isn't it?
Is it a losing streak though? So if it's just Paylese, he's lost that, and he's still been winning matches on TV before.
Well, the streak at WrestleMania was just WrestleManias. If you always lose in the money matches, I think that's a losing streak.
Yeah, because he's lost so many matches over the course of time. Oh wait, no, he hasn't.
Yeah, well, yeah, but he's Randy Orton.
His career, he's done really well.
No, but David, if you don't do that, if you don't do stuff like that, you end up in a Hulk Hogan situation where you're the biggest star, but you refuse to put anyone over. If you keep
No, I'm
winning,
not saying there's a difference between losing every pay-per-view match and winning an occasional one.
but
If
he's
someone had
doing
said
what
like,
Cena did last year, which is lose every match to get someone else over.
yeah, exactly, they don't need to do this to vets. This is such a Vince move. Like, do you remember, like, suddenly Sergeant Slaughter's coming out of retirement, lost every time. Mick Foley's coming back, lost every time. It's like, no, we want this nostalgia just to see someone do well.
It's like giving back, isn't it? That's the thing, what they're looking at, giving back to the company. And
giving back to the company. Making new stars rather than, that doesn't work for me, rather than like,
I was going to say,
burying
you need
everyone
to
in
have the balance. You need the balance, though. You can't actually just be constantly losing. Because then you're just devaluating that.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't mean anything. Like, so if Kevin Owens like beats Randy Orton, it's like, so I got to win over Randy Orton. It's like, well, get in line. Everyone did.
At the same time, though, you don't really want to bring back the older stars that have been around for a while, because otherwise, just to put the new guy over, it's like, all right, you beat a guy who hasn't done it very often for a while. Okay, that seems fine.
Yeah. I mean, Austin came back.
I think that streak will end at Mania, though. I think Orton will win that match.
He has to, really. Yeah.
Poor Kevin Owens, though. He just gets bitched out repeatedly. Like he's in a worse boat than Orton, really.
Don't worry, he'll get another title match next year, Royal Rumble. So,
yeah.
He's good at it.
I will say that Orton will win in a very particular way. Orton will win with a punt.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, could be.
Wait. Is Sammy going to be a factor?
Possibly.
What is Sammy doing towards WrestleMania?
Nothing.
He's okay. So right now he's right now he's taking a break because he's fasting during Ramadan.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jeff. Say again.
Right now he's taking a break because he's fasting during Ramadan.
Well, how long is Ramadan?
1 month.
This month.
Jeez, that's.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was in that. But that wasn't it. The Roman Reigns title match that they mentioned that in commentary, saying it was.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's why I'm here thinking, I think he's going to be a factor somehow. He'll probably cost Randy, or he'll come back to do something.
Now, here's my question regarding WrestleMania. Is RVD going to be in day 2 of WrestleMania? Because it's 420.
Hey.
Why? Because it's 420.
It's 420. Maybe. Like, again, there was a RVD story earlier today that he said that he didn't want to associate with AEW over their ultra violence, which is funny coming from Rob Van Dam.
ECW guy.
He didn't do that stuff though. He only did chairs and tables.
Yeah, Well, Van Terminator was a pretty Van Terminator.
Yeah, that wasn't Spike.
True.
His partner, his tag team partner.
Yeah, he tagged with Sabu. Yeah, the homicidal, genocidal, right? Okay, so let's do some early WrestleMania predictions. We can update these in the weeks leading up. But Cena versus Cody. Cena has to win, in my opinion. Take the title.
Yeah, definitely. Otherwise, this is for nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. I could see him maybe taking the title at SummerSlam. The event that he's never won at, according to certain sources.
He's never won at SummerSlam.
Yeah, you'll see it in the group chat. I said this, saying I'll be funny. I said Cena could win at SummerSlam, the event he's never won at, and I sent about 4 or 5 screenshots saying, sorry, but I think you'll find he's one of you.
Wow,
he's won about 4 or 5. Anyway, but
okay. So
in terms of the story,
yeah,
Cena does have to win in order to sort of say, I am the greatest of all time. I'm now done more reigns than Ric Flair and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and
will Ric Flair have any role at Mania?
He has to be there. He has to be. Yeah.
Why?
He has to be.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, we got Rhodes and Flair. That's history.
Oh,
that's history right there.
Ooh.
If you're going back to like Dusty, greatest rivalry.
Could
we not got a whose side is he on situation there though?
Yeah,
we got that definitely.
Look, Flair wanted to turn on Sting at Sting's retirement match, right? So he could be in. So Arn Anderson could be with Cody, being like, "You gotta shoot him" and stuff like this, and Ric Flair could come in. It's like, "You gotta win, kid. You can't let him."
Mr. Blanchard comes in.
right.
That's
And then
obliging. Comes in.
literally, he gets up to give the brass knuck or whatever, and then just lands one on Cody. I can see this happening.
Oh well, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then as well, we got to still factor in The Rock and what's his name, Travis Scott.
It's going to depend what The Rock wants to do that week. I think that's what's going to matter. Because let's face it, that if they've been printing these John Cena T-shirts like for every place he's going to on this sort of like retirement tour, I can't see that as being evidence that they've thought that this was a long-term decision they wanted to do. Because the reason was The Rock actually did want Cody to be heel and be his champion and things like that, and Cody said no, and so Cena agreed to change.
Yeah. So it could be that towards the end of the year, it could be that The Rock does something to then turn on Cena. And how could The Rock end up in a match with Cena and take the title from him? Because if you could end up with The Rock taking the title off of Cena to lead into WrestleMania next year.
I want to see it.
You don't want Cody versus
Who would beat The Rock if he beat Cena?
I don't want Rock
Cody
versus Cena. I don't want that match.
Okay, so say The Rock helps Cody defeat Cena. Because imagine if like you're my champion, but then Cena turns really evil. And he becomes like, so now The Rock's like, I have to turn against Cena and help Cody defeat him just to get rid of Cena.
I think you need to turn Cena face again at the end. And the way you do that is probably him seeing that he can't really do anything without the C Nation or whatever. And I don't know, like, there's got to be a way to turn him back face before he retires, maybe.
He basically turned back face when Cody was like, I don't want this whiny bitch. I want the real John Cena. Like, they almost threw it away in his first heel promo.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's quickly come on to some of the other matches and just give predictions for where we are a couple of weeks out. Stratton Flair.
Charlotte's going to have to win.
I prefer Tiffany to win. I hope she does.
I prefer Tiffany to win, or Charlotte will win because win lol.
I prefer Tiffany to win, but how it's been going, I don't think she should. I think Charlotte's up here, and like Charlotte needs to win this and then make Tiffany then come back.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Charlotte obviously was away for a long time. She's won the Royal Rumble. If she loses now, then what does she do?
Yeah. If Tiffany wins, then what? She's beating Charlotte Flair, and then what? Becky? Well, is Becky going to be involved as well?
I don't know. Like,
Becky's busy doing something that a lot of filming, basically.
Yeah,
she's doing a lot of filming for a lot of stuff.
Okay, next up we have Gunther and we have Jay Uso.
Yeah, sadly it's going to be Jay, I think.
No, don't do this to me, please.
I don't want a stadium full of people yeeting all around the stadium.
It's going to look really good.
Another reason why it's going to be the opener, I think, is they want to get a big thing. Imagine that the stadium, the drone flying around.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Opening match, 3 minutes. Pre-show, right? Okay, go on, Dev.
I would like to also point out that if Charlotte wins this one, it'll be her 17th title reign.
Is it already?
Yeah, but the interesting thing about that is it's meaningless. I hate that they're like Ric Flair's trying to be like, Charlotte's going to be the first 17th world champion. I'm like, this is utterly meaningless. It's a different division entirely. Like that isn't a real title. But for 25 years, from the 90s onwards, the women's division was two people at a time.
Is she already 16 time already?
Yes, 14 on the main roster, 2 on NXT.
NXT isn't a world title. Like you can't keep changing.
Yes, it is. I saw it defended at Wembley Arena. Thank you very much.
Oh no, Charlotte. No, then Charlotte should definitely lose. They shouldn't put any confusion between John Cena's 17-time run and her.
I was more shocked to say that if Charlotte won that one, when we just discovered we were just talking about Gunther and Jey Uso, I was like, hang on, Charlotte's winning that one too.
Yeah.
But David, do you seriously want to give a Samoan 3 minutes for a match?
Did you just say 3
3
minutes?
minutes?
I like it. Okay, Io, Rhea, Bianca.
Io needs to win. She spent the entire rivalry being bitched out by the two of them. She needs to win for some sort of
It's got to
credibility.
be Io. It's got to be.
I'm saying it's Bianca.
I'm going to Bianca as well.
Really?
Yeah.
So that
Well,
then
she's been out of the picture for a long time.
Sorry, you're
This-
right. And the only reason I'm agreeing now with you, she's got the WrestleMania winning streak, hasn't she?
Has she?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
I believe you. I have no basis.
Yeah, she's got
Okay.
the winning streak. Yeah.
Cool. Let's
Can I
go.
quickly say something? Sorry, really quickly about that thing we mentioned about Bianca's gotten away from that other situation. Can you believe they wrapped up the whodunit on Jade like the first show after Chamber? And I just went Naomi going, yeah, it was me. And I
Do you
did
think
the whole
it's all just her though? I think Bianca.
thing. I think that could be what it ends up going to with Bianca, like we're going to champion, then sort of like Naomi saying, "Okay, you can tell everyone now.
Yeah.
I've kept Jade out of your way."
Yeah.
I like how they did it in the chamber though, when Liv was like pretending it was her, like don't attack me, like pretending she did it,
Yeah.
and then it turned out to be Naomi. That was really clever.
I didn't see the match, but obviously I read that Liv Morgan pinned Jade on SmackDown the other day or something. Is that right? How do we feel about that?
Bit weird, but
Quite early to break her streak, isn't it?
But do you know what? It makes sense because it fuels the feud with Naomi because it was her that cost her.
Yeah. So is it
Right.
going to be Jade and Naomi at WrestleMania?
Yeah, it probably will be.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it has to be.
Yeah.
Like they can't do this after this like 3 months of like Jade being away and then this not be a match.
And I was going to say that's probably the most storyline driven match if it was.
Well, yeah, it's got the longest. Okay, let's just see if there's something I'm trying to find here. Oh, damn it! Well, I'm not going to be able to find it. Let's just quickly go on to this. Okay, well, we all saw the photos of like of Naomi's new costume, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right.
I thought it was Owen Hart at first.
Well, hang on, it was more
I'm not
specific
feeling
than that.
that.
Right. Okay. Well, let's see if I can find it. Naomi WWE. Oh God, is no one got like the costume?
Has she
It
done
was-
has she gone the other way of Cena and has changed her look and her music?
Is that the only picture of it I can find? Okay, so 1 second.
It was because like when she attacked Jade had a particular look, and obviously she's got the caution because she caused it, and then she's got
Oh, the Orlando Jordan.
the same hairdo as well as Jade when she attacked her. Just a
Oh,
different
she's
color.
got the Orlando Jordan look.
Yeah.
I can't believe this is like it's not on here. Or am I on the wrong thing? So no. Okay. What? It's like it's been expunged off the internet. Okay, this is the best I can find. So this is Naomi's new look that she had the other day, right? And it just absolutely screamed Jason Sensation as Owen Hart.
Yeah.
Like it is the caution tape. It
Yeah.
is literally. Oh, hang on, wrong one.
Orlando
Literally-
Jordan did something similar on TNA as well.
I can't remember that.
I can't remember that.
Yeah, it wasn't there wasn't the same sort of yellow stripes on that one, was it? Another.
Orlando Jordan TNA.
Oh no! Please don't put this on the stream, David.
Oh
Have you
right,
not-
right. No, hang on. I have
know
to.
about this Jordan's TNA debut.
I vaguely
When I
remember
say
that.
yellow stripes, I'm talking about a certain liquid he squeezes out of a bottle that looks like something
No.
else.
What is the liquid?
Don't want to know.
You've got to tell me now.
Not online, not on the air, not on the stream.
Ugh. What? No, that's really
Yeah.
freaky.
I'm getting into an OnlyFans situation here. That's
Oh
not,
yeah.
that's-
Ah.
Wow. Okay. Right. The last match that we haven't discussed for
I can't believe
WrestleMania.
we're talking about WrestleMania and talking about Orlando Jordan and TNA.
Yeah. Okay. Roman, Punk, Seth.
Punk.
Give Punk the fucking win.
I don't think Punk should. I don't. Well, no, I'd love Punk to win. I don't think he needs to actually win. All he needed was to be in the main event.
I think Roman needs to win more than anyone.
Really?
Yeah, he's been on a losing streak since. All right, he got his tribal chief stuff back, but he lost at last year's WrestleMania. Actually, Punk. This is his first WrestleMania back, though, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. I don't think Punk actually needs the win. I think there is a good chance Seth will actually. It's going to be Roman and Punk fight, like the main fighting each other, and Seth is going to sneak a win in there. Hey, can anyone hear like a manatee in the background? What is this noise that we're hearing?
I think it's your mic, Dev. I'm not sure.
Nope, I've got.
We can hear it, as I'm saying.
Okay.
Hold on.
Well, anyway, right, it's stopped now. Now, so Roman, I don't like. There's been the speculation that Paul Heyman will side with Seth after all this. So it's going to be Paul Heyman is in between Roman, he's in between Punk, and then he's going to end up going off with Seth. But I feel like it was only about 3 or 4 months ago. It feels maybe it's a bit longer, I guess. That Paul Heyman came back and was reunited with Roman. So if they're going to suddenly, like, I just don't think you should always have Heyman swapping who his allegiance is with. He can be friends.
He's going to end up with Rollins.
Yeah, well, that's the speculation. I don't think it necessarily will happen myself.
Wow, okay.
I haven't read that myself.
I don't think he needs it, and I don't think they're a good match with each other.
No.
You know that guy that I sent you? Was that today or yesterday? That was actually.
You sent him a guy?
Sorry?
Send me a guy.
You sent him a guy?
What did you say, Gav?
I sent you a link to the guy that was talking about his.
Oh.
That's just how I think it was.
Like,
yeah.
You sent David a guy.
Well, yeah, Gav does this every so often.
I don't know what you get up to, Dev, but hey.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
I
didn't receive a guy. What's going on?
Yeah. You didn't get the guy, right? No, okay.
Where's my guy?
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's what they've announced for WrestleMania so far. It'll be interesting just to see how this develops in the next couple of weeks. Who are the tag team champions? Is it still like the Viking Raiders?
On the Raw, yeah.
Who's this?
Yeah,
Street Profits.
Street Profits. Do you know what? Like, I'm not saying they should unify it. They don't have time to build this up now. I don't think the tag division. I can't stand DIY. I just can't stand them. Sabin and
they separated them last WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, but like Sabin and Shelley. To me, they've come in as the 25-year-old, 45-year-olds, right? I don't think they should be in a. That they've not convinced me of anything yet either. I think if they do Street Profits, versus Viking Raiders, and it's just like a superiority thing, champions, not even like brand superiority. I just don't know what other tag team match sounds interesting.
I was going to say, I think it's going to be a whole SmackDown Tag Team Championship brawl kind of thing, because
I think
already
they're going to have
like Pretty Deadly, DIY. I forgot
Machine Guns,
Mexicans.
Los Garzas.
That's it. Yeah. So
they've done a fair few combinations of those 5 teams now, haven't they? So if you put them into one big match, a gauntlet or something, maybe that could do something. Or not a ladder match. We don't really have enough ladder matches.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I've just realised at the time I'm going to have to begin to wrap things up just because it's meant to be extreme improv. It has snuck up on us here. So very quickly, where can the people find everyone on the social media? Dev, where can the people find thee?
You can find me on TikTok and Twitch under the name FWDAT, and you can also find me at WWE events. And my recommendation for wrestling:
all your money to pay for the tickets. Right.
I don't pay for the tickets.
You're going to Raw,
but yes, on Monday.
You're going to Raw on Monday?
In London.
What? Oh, Dev, why have you said this literally like 1 minute before we meant to end? This would have been more interesting to discuss.
We can have a report on it next week, can't we?
Yeah, like we'll do this again next week. Maybe try to get it earlier in the week, maybe Tuesday or something, just so that we can react to Raw whilst it's fresh on the brain. Gav, where can the people find you?
Find me here and find me the best Gav on. I can't really do that. That's gimmick infringement.
Yeah,
X.
on X. I know.
Yeah.
Dave.
David Jervis Green on most of the socials, apart from X, which is at Degrino, and improv stuff. Follow my group at APD Improv Police. We've got a show coming up on May the 15th. The Caddies in Southend, and also I'm part of the Southend 48-hour Improvathon, which is coming up on the weekend of the 25th to the 27th of April in Southend. If you follow at Southend 48thon for details.
Okay, fantastic. My name is David Pistansky. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Pistansky, spelled Pustansky. There's going to be more Slam Jams coming up frequently, especially as we get closer and closer to WrestleMania. And so, yeah, do check out everything Slam Jam related. So with that, until next time, stay safe, always stay extreme, keep slamming and jamming, you Slam Jam bronies, and boom, we're off the air.
No, we're not.